Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here. Now, before we get into the actual episode, just going to the thing that played before this episode began. Yes, challenges are coming. I don't know if you know what that means. If you watch Connell TW's Challenge Run series, you will know what it means. If you don't, first go check it out. It's very good. And second, yes, challenges are coming. I don't know when. After bragging rights is for draft picks. So after bragging rights, I don't know if it'll be right after. Last year we did it after Survivor Series, but whenever the draft is, after that I will post a video asking for your challenges. Asking you to, comment some challenges for me to do. Okay, challenges can be, you want to see a certain superstar pushed. You want to see a certain superstar win a particular title. Try not to do, like so-and-so wins Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, or whatever, because then it just gets a bit predictable. But still, superstars you want to see push, superstars you want to see win championships, miscellaneous things like a type of match or something you want, themed show ideas that you want to see. And also I'll be asking for punishments because I have none. When I post that video, I'll give some examples in case you don't have any, but I'm sure your minds are already racing with what to challenge the guy who made Titus O'Neil world champion without being challenged to do so to do. So have a think for when that video is posted. That's away still a couple weeks at least. And for now, I've mumbled on too long here. Let's just jump right into it. As always, starting off things with another episode of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway in Triple H's office. Randy Orton enters and he says, "You wanted to see me?" And Triple H says, "First of all, I just want to say that the offer is still on the table, Randy, for you to come to the winning side, to come back to me at my table. You know I always treat you well, Randy. And so if you want to come back to me, to join me, you can do so again. Have a think about it. But for now, Randy, let's move on to a different topic. We're moving to bragging rights, okay? Team Raw is looking good, and I want Raw to win. My boys are here on Raw, so I want Raw to be victorious. Seth's in there, Andrade's in there, I want you to be in there. So I've set up a little, I'm not just going to hand it to you, because Randy Orton's never wanted to be just handed things. So I've set up a little qualifying match for you later tonight. There he is, come in. In walks Austin Theory. You want to see me? And Triple H tells Theory later tonight you'll be in a bragging rights qualifying match with Randy Orton. Orton looks at Theory. Theory, very happy. Offering his hand to shake Randy Orton's. Randy just looking at it and then looking at Triple H. Theory leaving. And Orton about to leave as well. And Triple H says, "Oh, and one more thing. Tell those two little buddies of yours that they've got a bragging rights qualifier later tonight as well. Triple threat match. Also, Pete Dunne in there. For Orton Lee's 96. Good opening segment. Two hopefully good matches play out. Orton Theory. And Pete Dunne versus Angel Garza versus Chad Gable. Hopefully they'll both do well. Fingers crossed. We kick off the show with Unicorn Champion Drew McIntyre taking on just a local talent. McIntyre show we can do with the Claymore in the end for a 67. Decent match. 82 McIntyre, 22 for Aiden here. Nice little match. Drew gets on the mic afterwards. And he says that, Swerve, you said those... Oh, God. Swerve, you said that you didn't send those guys here last week. I can't do an Scottish accent. I can do an Irish accent, clearly. And Drew's telling Swerve that you didn't send them to come to me. Well, guess what? I'm sending myself to come to you. I'll see you on Wednesday. Nice. Drew going to NXT on Wednesday for an 84. Nice. Decent little match. And a good little post from Drew as well. Lovely. We go backstage. Toxic Attraction being interviewed by Kayla Braxton. They say it doesn't matter what happened on Smackdown or whatever happens. Mandy Rose, Miss Money in the Bank, is the best woman in WWE. And come bragging rights, she's going to lead Raw to victory. Kairi Sane and Alexa Bliss walk in, the other members of Team Raw, and they disagree, saying that Mandy isn't the leader. A bit of back and forth, a lot of arguing between the two sides. They say, okay, let's sort this out in the ring. And Mandy says, I will give instructions to my two girls, the women's tag team champions, Gigi and JC, and they will kick both of your asses. Happily agreed. Tag match later. In walks Tricky Williams. And he says, ladies, what do we have going on here? 6 beautiful women in the same room, just like Tricky. Now, I don't know if y'all heard, but my name's Trick Williams, and I'm the owner, founder, and head proprietor of the newest and hottest modeling agency around, Trick Williams, big booty baddies. Now, y'all, and he's just kind of peering around to get a good view of them from behind. From what Tricky sees, all y'all got the goods to make it in the modeling game with Trick Williams. So let me just get you my business card, and we can get y'all into that audition next week. He starts patting his pocket. He says, I just left my business cards in my car. I'm just gonna go get them. He turns around to walk away, and he bumps into, Sky. Trick Williams pauses, thinking back to Friday where Sky knee and elbowed the hell out of him, and just turns around saying, you know what, I'll get you those business cards another time. I'm just gonna, and then he sprints away from Sky. 69, nice little segment. Trick brought that rating down, but who cares, Trick Williams. I don't know if you can tell, I'm having a lot of fun with Trick Williams here in this new gimmick, new story for him. I love it. Lovely from Trick. A tag match later. After that, we have Cesaro taking on Ludwig Kaiser. Cesaro coming out on top for a 79. Decent little match. 69 Cesaro, 63 Ludwig. Been on a real good match between them, actually. Decent. And afterwards, Cesaro gets on the mic and he calls out Gunther. He says that he wants a shot at that European Championship. He says he's heard of the great Gunther. The Gunther that people have been begging Cesaro to fight for years. And now Cesaro and Gunther are both here with that European Championship between them. And Cesaro issues the challenge for a 77. Nice. Good match. Good post. Good work, Cesaro. Calling out Gunther. Then we have the tag team match announced earlier. Toxic Attraction versus Alexa Bliss and Kairi Sane. And in the end, Bliss and Sane come up with the win. Bliss hits Gigi with Twisted Bliss on her way to victory. The women's tag champs defeated Bliss and Sane. Their second match in 2 weeks teaming up. They won last week against Naomi and Nia Jax, the former women's tag champs, and now they beat Toxic Attraction, proving a decent little pair. The two superstars here with both top rope finishers. That's what I want to say. I don't know how to phrase that. 80 for the match. 82 Kairi, 76 Alexa, 49 Gigi, 47 JC. All doing pretty well. But Bliss and Sane come up with the victory. Then we go backstage to Trick Williams hiding, peering around. And then he just hears a voice from the shadows behind him saying, what you doing here, dog? And Trick Williams turns around, he jumps a bit, and it's R-Truth peering out. And Trick Williams says, I'm just hiding from that scary lady with that bodacious behind of hers. How about you? And R-Truth says, well, dog, I just got my baby back, and I don't want her getting kidnapped by the mob again. And Trick Williams says, your baby, huh? And he's just looking around, he says, she hot? And R-Truth says, oh, she's beautiful. And Trick Williams says, she got a bit of jiggle back there. R-Truth says, yeah, she always be shaking around like that when I'm running, And Trick Williams says, oh, I like the sound of this baby of yours. Can I see her? And R-Truth says, sure, dog. And he, unzips his hoodie and he shows the 24/7 title. And Trick Williams looks down at it and he's like, disappointed because it's not a lovely, bodacious woman. I don't think I'm using bodacious right. A lovely, bootylicious woman. I definitely can't use that. Because it's not a woman with some junk in her trunk. That's the best I'm going to get, I think. But, Trick Williams saying, you know what, I got my baby back as well. That's the thing for a minute saying, she's just down there. And I'll turn around like, where? And then Trick Williams rolls him up for 1, 2, 3 and wins the 24/7 title before Trick Williams rushes off, to try and avoid EO and get out of here with that 24/7 title for a 45. Lovely. Trick Williams. You can never have too much Trick, I say, as I put him on literally every show. Oh, Trick Williams. We go to Triple H's Chosen's private locker room. Adam Cole and Finn Balor, the Raw Tag Champs, Andrade and Seth Rollins all talking when in walks MJF. And he says, gentlemen, you forget to invite me to the party here. Andrade standing up, not happy. He's had his problems with MJF. Lost to him at SummerSlam. MJF says, all right, calm down, okay? I already beat you once. Don't make me do it again. The Chosen all standing up at this point. And MJF says, whoa, I'm not here to cause a problem. I just thought I'd come see my partners for bragging rights. Is there anything so wrong with that? For 100, the camera cuts there. We do not see the rest of whatever the hell happens in that locker room. I'll keep you guessing for that one. A little suspense. Who cares? Speaking of bragging rights, though, we have a qualifying match next up announced earlier between Austin Theory making his Raw debut against Randy Orton. Theory putting up maybe a better fight than most people would expect, but in the end, Orton ekes out a fairly comfortable victory for an 83 with the RKO, 79 Orton, 77 Theory. I didn't realise Theory's ratings were so high, actually. Orton gets a 79, though, and gets the victory, adding himself to the team. It will be completed in the main event without three-way, but Orton joins Andrade, Seth Rollins, and MJF for now, at the very least. We then go to Kayla Braxton interviewing the WWE champion Kevin Owens. And Kayla asks Owens about last week, losing the six-man tag match to the Golden Gods. And Kevin Owens isn't happy. He says, I would have beat those Golden Gods, if that's what they want to call themselves, last week if it wasn't for the interference of Braun Breaker. Now, of course, Roman Reigns can't be man enough to come himself. No, he has to send his pet dog, his pet pit bull. Well, guess what? Roman, you want to be the man, the head of the table? Well, come on then. Next week. You know what? Hell, next week, send your dog back. Send Braun Breaker back. And watch me kick his ass. And then in bragging rights, 6 days after that, I'll kick your ass as well. For 100. Really good promo from Owens, as you'd expect from our WWE champion, calling out, issuing the challenge for Braun Breaker next week. Lovely. Beautiful. Then it's time for the main event. Triple threat. Angel Garza, Chad Gable, Pete Dunne. Final qualifying match. All three men giving it everything they've got. A good match between three fantastic superstars. Garza and Gable focusing on each other a lot. They have issues with each other. They have that connection with Randy Orton. Both of them. Garza winning the tag titles. Orton being trained by Orton for... Gable being trained by Orton for over a year now at this point. But, Garza winning tag titles with him, getting injured, Gable taking his place, and then Gable getting pinned at SummerSlam to lose the tag titles. They have their problems. They're focusing each other a lot. But Pete Dunne getting involved as well. As in the end, it is Pete Dunne. Chad Gable hits the RKO on Garza, gets up, Garza turns over, Gable goes down to pin, but Pete Dunne grabs him from behind, picks him up, hits the better end. 1, 2, 3. Pete Dunne gets the win for a 91. Good match. 94 Gable, 93 Dunne, 79 Garza. Very happy with that. A very nice little match. As Pete Dunne gets the win, Raw's team at bragging rights is set. Andrade, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, MJF, and Pete Dunne. Banging team. After the match, Triple H, Seth Rollins, and Andrade come down to the ring. Triple H's music hits. They come out. Triple H strutting down to the ring. Seth and Andrade either side, and they all get in the ring. And Triple H extends his hand out to Pete Dunne. He says, welcome to the team. And Pete Dunne just looks down the hand. And then he looks up at Orton. At Triple H. And he says, you better remember the deal. Triple H's hand goes down. Seth and Andrade both smiling. They start to step forward a little bit when Orton's music hit, and Orton charges down to the ring, slides in, and he slowly walks past Triple H, Rollins, and Andrade, and he stands next to Pete Dunne across from them. Andrade and Seth still laughing, Triple H smiling, shaking his head. When MJF's music hit, then MJF comes out, and MJF waltzes down to the ring, and he stands between them. And that's how Raw ends, just this visual. On one side, Rollins and Andrade with Triple H between them. On the other, Orton and Pete Dunne side by side. And then in the middle, MJF. The five men representing Raw and bragging rights, and Triple H as well. Who's kind of, he's the acting kind of authority figure around here for 100. Nice. Good ending to Raw, which gets an overall rating of 94. Good start, I think, to the episode. Another good show. Teams at bragging rights filled up. Cesaro challenging Gunther. A lot of tricky Trick Willie. So what more could you want? As Raw has come to an end, and it's time to move on to the second show of the week. As always, jump forward to Wednesday with another episode of NXT. And NXT gets underway with Team NXT and Dominic Mysterio in the ring. Rallying them. Johnny, Carmelo, Anthony. This is his team. He bigs them all up. Johnny, Carmelo, Anthony. 3 big names. 3 big superstars. Who are going to go far? 3 future world champions, Ray says. Here with him right now. And Ray says the team isn't complete, but these 4 members are more than a good start. They're a great start to Team NXT ready for bragging rights. Dominic pipes up. And he says, you got 1 member left, Dad. 1 spot left. Give it to me. Give me this, Dad. And I will go to bragging rights with you, along your side. Just like I was by your side at WrestleMania in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic as a tag team champion. You and me, we can do this together. And Ray says, son, that's great, but everyone deserves a chance. I can't just hand it to you. And so tonight, there'll be a last chance Fatal 4-Way match. The 4 losers, Maverick Corbin, Roderick Strong, Trey Griffin, and you. And the winner will get that final spot on Team NXT. And Dom doesn't look happy with it. Dom does not look happy with his dad's decision. He just shakes his head. And he just walks off from the ring. He goes up the ramp. You think you know me? You never did. As Dom's going up the ramp, Judgment Day walks out. Edge looks over at Dom as Dom's about to pass. Dom stops and stares back at him. And Edge just smiles at Dom before Dom walks past and leaves. Judgment Day heading down to the ring. Edge, Black, and Ciampa. Team NXT in the ring. Ready to go. And Edge saying that, whoa, we can calm down. We're not here for a fight right now, at least. I just thought I'd come here and scout out the competition. The supposed competition that awaits me at bragging rights. Because you see, we are 3/5 of Team Smackdown. And here you are, Ray. The opposite side to me. After all these years, Team NXT. And Ray saying to Edge, you know, what is this, huh? This isn't you. This isn't the Edge I remember. This isn't the Edge I teamed with, was champions with. And Edge laughs and he says, that Edge was what they wanted, not who I was. This is who Edge is. Who I've always been. But you know what, Ray? You want to see who I am, then see what I created. See how I've led Alistair and Tommaso here forward. Tonight in the main event, you and whichever person here you want, or hell, bring your son if that's what you think's best, against Alistair and Tommaso, and see what I really am, Ray. For 100, really good opening segment. Main event set, Ray and a partner of his choosing against Black and Ciampa of the Judgment Day. Lovely. Lovely little start. Then we cut to a little backstage area. Well, we have the Diamond Man, we have Malcolm Bivens, the Creed brothers, the Cruiserweight Champion, Roderick Strong, and Taz and Malcolm Bivens bigging him up. Malcolm Bivens saying we have Roderick Strong, the Cruiserweight Champion, the man who later tonight is going to win that Fatal 4-Way match with ease and take his rightful spot on Team NXT. But also, we don't just have Roderick Strong. No. We have Brutus and Julius, the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers, the hottest up-and-coming tag team this business has ever seen. And up next, in their NXT debuts, you're going to see exactly how much talent the Creed brothers possess, exactly why the Creed brothers are the diamonds in the diamond mine ready to be unearthed. For a 54, Bivens leads them to the ring. We got Brutus and Julius, the Creed brothers, against some local talent. You know, giving them their in-ring debut here. The Creed brothers picking up the win against the Carey brothers, Herb and Burt, for 31. Yeah, 43 Brutus, 40 Julius, if you're curious, 30 Burt, and 22 Herb. Good enough. Julius and Brutus pick up the victory here in their in-ring debut. As then we go backstage to NXT's women's team. Jade Cargill, Cora Jade, Candice LeRae, Roxanne Perez, and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton not happy. Jade is talking. Tiffany cuts her off saying that, oh my god, I just don't understand why you're the captain. Okay, everyone knows that I am the best woman here, so it should be me. And Jade just rolling her eyes and saying, I'm captain because I won my right to be captain. I'm captain because I earned it. And Tiffany saying, He didn't beat me for it. And Jade says, no, I didn't. But you know what? How about you and me getting that ring later? And I will beat you for it. And Tiffany saying, rolling her eyes, walking away. Jade taking, leave and walking away as well. Leaving just the next gen girls in there, Candice, Cora, and Roxanne. When we hear, well, what do we have here? Trick Williams walking into the scene and saying, we got some beautiful women here, don't we? And I see the lovely Jade and Tiffany just left as well. Pity, I'm hoping to see them as well, but I guess it's also a treat to get to watch them walk away. Ooh. Well, they may be gone, but y'all three are still here, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm an honest man. Tricky likey what he sees. And as I'm sure y'all know, y'all eagerly waiting, y'all called that number, I just know it, 1-800, I'm juicy, cause ladies, yes. Well, we got the Trick Williams Big Booty Baddies tryouts next week here on NXT, and I'm sure I'll be seeing all you lovely, bootyful women there. In case y'all need it, here you are. Hands out business cards, Candice, Cora, and Roxanne reluctantly take them with a look on their face of what the hell was happening. As Trick Williams just rubbing his hands saying, I'll be seeing y'all next week, I'm sure of it. Trick Williams walks away for a 46. Will I just plug Trick Williams into loads of segments? Yes. Why? Why not? Why shouldn't I? Who doesn't love Trick Williams? I am really having fun with this big booty baddie thing. Oh, tricky. Matthew Likey. Not, let alone tricky. Matthew Likey. Next up, though, Roderick Strong stayed in the ring following that Creed Brothers win and watched the segment on the Titantron Lucky Man because it's time for the Fatal 4-Way. Dominic Mysterio, Maverick Corbin, Roderick Strong, and Trey Griffin. The winner will be the 5th and final member of NXT's men's team at Bragging Rights. But who is it going to be? The match, all 4 men wanting to come out on top here. And how does this go? Corbin goes for the end of days on Dom. Dom manages to flip out of it into a Hurricanrana onto Corbin, into the ropes. 619. He jumps up, goes for a splash, but Strong in the ring just in time, gets Dominic on his back. On his back? Yep, on his back, and hits a backbreaker. Dom going down. Roddy making the pin, 1-2, but Trey getting in the ring just in time, jumping on Roddy and rolling him through into a roll-up. Roderick Strong caught off guard. 1, 2, 3. Trey Griffin picks up the victory and books his spot onto NXT's men's team. Dom thought we had it. Roddy thought we had it. It was Trey who had it in the end for a 64. A little disappointing, but we move. 81 Roddy, 71 Maverick, 71 Trey, 60 Dom. Dom bringing that down a lot, I guess. I don't know what else brought that down, actually. I'm a little curious. A cold crowd. The crowd was cold from Trick Williams. They have no goddamn taste. It must have been from the Creed brothers. So also, they have no goddamn taste. But we move. Who cares? Who cares, really? Trey Griffin picks the win and books his spot on Team NXT. Before we have a promo from Dakota Kai, the NXT Women's Champion. Dakota is ready. Bragging rights coming up next week. And Dakota Kai was at Smackdown last week. She says she saw Becky, she saw Rio. She knows what a challenge they are. She knows that they only see each other as the real opponents here. She knows that Io thinks Becky is the threat. She knows Becky thinks Io is the threat. She knows she's the underdog going into this, and she doesn't care. She'll relish it. She'll happily take that mantle, as underdogs of the past like Daniel Bryan and Becky Lynch herself have. Because Dakota Kai is the NXT Women's Champion for a reason. She fought and she clawed to come back from injury to win that title after years of fighting for it. And finally she is on top, and finally she is ready to prove that she is the NXT Women's Champion. She deserves to be NXT Women's Champion. She deserves to be in the ring with Io Shirai, with Io Sky, oh god, and Becky Lynch. And she deserves to be thought of as one of WWE's top women for a 94. Dakota ready to go. That's the first time I've made that slip. God, Shirai just slipped off the tongue. Io Sky is right there in capitals. I can't even forget it, can I? So staying in the women's division, got the crowd hotter again. Let's see if we can, uninterest them again with Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. Hopefully it does all right, or at the least it does well enough not to completely bore the crowd to death. I'll take. In the end, Jade Cargill picks up the win. Of course she does. Called the crowd a bit. Hopefully not too much. 50 for the match. Fine enough. 50 Jade. 37 Tiffany. Both done alright. As Jade Cargill picks up the victory over Tiffany. And, you know, cements her spot as NXT's women's team captain. Dom is not happy though, because he's not even on NXT's team at Bragging Rights. Storms in the locker room to Ray. He's annoyed. He says, you know, why do you have to put him in a fatal 4-way match? You know, if it was just one-on-one, he would have beat Corbin. He could have beat Trey or Roddy. Let's make a fatal 4-way match, and Roderick stole what was going to be his win, and Trey stole it as well. And Ray says to Dom to calm down. Okay, you lost, and that's okay. You can keep going. You don't need to be at Bragging Rights. Look past it, okay? But right now, I can't focus on this. I gotta focus on the main event, okay? Me and Johnny teaming up against Judgment Day, and Dom is a bit taken aback and says, "What? You're teaming with him, not me? What about me?" And Ray's saying, "Look, you had your fatal 4-way match earlier. You're tired. You're hurt. I know I can be, okay? Me and Johnny, we're ready to go, okay? So just go focus on something else right now. We can talk about this later. Right now, I gotta get ready for that, for 94. Dom, not happy once again. But Ray and Johnny preparing main event. Rey Mysterio and Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa. Banger tag team match, honestly. We know that Johnny Gargano, Black, and Ciampa can all tie it up beautifully. Gargano and Ciampa have had their big feud. Johnny and Black have had big matches. Triple threat matches between those three men was banger, if I'm remembering correctly. And throw Rey Mysterio in there can never hurt, can it? Oh, but then out comes to the ring the NXT North American Champion Isaiah Swerve Scott on the mic saying that, Drew, I hear you talking. I hear you talking saying you're coming to Wednesday, so it's Wednesday. Where you at? Intercontinental Champion Drew McIntyre comes out happily. And Isaiah says, "Welcome, Drew. Welcome to NXT. Welcome to Swerve's house. This is my domain. I'm the NXT North American Champion. And I went to Friday last week, and I kicked Tyler Breeze's ass, the United States Champion. So I know, come bragging rights, I can kick his ass, and I know in my heart I can kick yours as well. You might be bigger, you might be tougher in your head, but I am going to win. And you know what, Drew? But you know what? Hell, I should be impressed, shouldn't I? You beat some no-name on Raw this week. That should impress me. Well, guess what, Drew?" And he gives a signal and someone enters the ring. And Swerve says, "I flew that guy in. I flew that exact same guy you beat in. So why don't you go take a seat with the commentators, huh? And watch Swerve do what Swerve does best in this ring." For 100, Drew goes sits with the commentators. Isaiah Swerve Scott, the NXT North American Champion, next up. Isaiah Swerve's got in action against this Aiden Hopkins who Drew beat on Raw, and Swerve also picks up a win with a Swerve Stomp for a 69. How very nice. 83 from Swerve, 25 from Aiden. Getting better, isn't he, this Aiden? Swerve picks up the window. For a 69 with a Swerve Stomp. And, you know, Swerve raises the NXT and North American title in the ring. Drew on the outside, just looking Drew, looking mean. Cruiserweight Intercontinental, shall I say, title over his shoulder. Lovely. We cut to a little video package from the Golden Guards, LA Knight, Socrates Doors, and Alfonso Bourbon, enjoying some drinks, tanning by the pool. And LA Knight says, "You must be wondering what we're doing. Well, guess what? The Golden Guards aren't worried about bragging rights. You see, Spanish Fly over there, they're the best tag team in this goddamn business. And whether it be those two bums they've already beat Adam Cole and Finn Balor, or whether it be that's a cartoon kids TV show presenter and his weird little gimpy pet, It don't matter, Spanish Fly coming out on top, and then in the main event, whether it be the WWE Champion Kevin Owens, who I've already beat and pinned 1, 2, 3, or whether it be the man who shall not be named, who thinks he's so big and tough, calls himself the head of the table. Well, newsflash, you're sitting at the kiddie table, boy, because LA Knight sits at the head of the real table in this business. Yeah. So no, the Golden Gods aren't worried. The Golden Gods are enjoying themselves. And come bragging rights, Golden Gods going to do what they do best, and they're going to win. Because I'm the head of NXT. I'm the head of the table. All eyes are on me. All hail your new chief, bitch. For 100. Lovely. Lovely. LA Knight with some strong words to the Golden Gods' respective opponents. Come bragging rights there. Beautiful, lovely promo, and sets us up really nicely for what will hopefully be a really good main event. Tag team action. Rey Mysterio, the captain of Team NXT, and Johnny Gargano, his teammate, taking on Judgment Day's Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa, the captain somewhat. There isn't really a captain of Team SmackDown, but the captain somewhat of Team SmackDown, Edge, at ringside to watch. Rey and Johnny versus Black and Ciampa. All four men giving it everything they've got, going all out here. They want to win. They want to come out on top for NXT, for SmackDown, for Judgment Day, for Pride. For all of it in the end, though, it is Judgment Day with the win. Ciampa manages to get Rey with the fairy tale ending for a 1, 2, 3 for an 81. Lovely. Beautiful. 85 Johnny, 85 Tommaso, 84 Black, 71 Rey. All doing decent. Rey and Johnny sadly don't work well as a team, but we move as Judgment Day. Pick up the win. Johnny does work well at helping Rey out the ring and, helping up the ramp as Edge gets in the ring with Judgment Day and raises Black and Ciampa's arms as Judgment Day stand tall to end things here for a 99. So good ratings, good main event, good end to the show as this episode of NXT gets an 88. I mean, that's all you can ask for, isn't it? 81 main event, 99 final segment. Guess it's an 88. Very happy with that, I mean, look, all those segments in the yellow. In that annoying colour that isn't green. Yeah, it's a shade of green. It's a dirty green, isn't it? It's a dirty little green. Oh, Trick's getting into me. God, as NXT comes to a close, and God, we're getting close to bragging rights, aren't we? We have one more show in this episode, then one more full episode, and then bragging rights. So without further ado, let's finish off this episode. Let's finish off this episode as always with another episode of Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway with the Roman Empire coming to the ring. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker, Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso, and the Von Erich brothers. I got that list of names went through quicker than I thought. All come down to the ring, and Roman's a bit happier today. And Roman says that this is what I wanted. On Wednesday, NXT thought they could step up. They thought they could step up to members of my show. And what happened? They got smacked down. Because you see, that's what happens. Because you see, Friday night, Smackdown, that's my show. That's Roman Reigns' show. That's the Tribal Chief show. That's the dominant brand around here. So NXT thinks they can step up. That's what's going to happen to them. They're going to get smacked down. Raw wants to step up. They're going to get smacked down. And come bragging rights, NXT and Raw, they're both going to get smacked down. Because that's the order of things now. That's the only way things can be when Smackdown is Roman Reigns' show. So if you don't like it, then come here, acknowledge me, get on your knees and beg my forgiveness. And I am a kind and merciful man. I can bring you here. I can bring you to the winning side, to the dominant brand, my show, my brand, in that coming draft. So make your decision, make your right one. Make the right choice. That's when Jey Uso steps forward, and Jey Uso says to Roman that he wants into Team SmackDown. Says he wants to make those fools on Raw and NXT see the Tribal Chief's greatness. He wants to be a part of it. He doesn't want to sit on the sidelines watching Braun Breaker and Solo Sikoa. And for some reason, Judgement Day, who aren't even in the Roman Empire, do that job. Jay says he wants in. And that's when you think you know me. You never did. Judgement Day come out, Edge, Black, and Ciampa make their way into the ring. And Edge says to Jay that, Jay, whilst you're in here complaining, saying you deserve a shot on Team SmackDown, you deserve to be there instead of us. Guess what? We got business done. We went to NXT and we put down Rey Mysterio. And we put down Johnny Gargano. And Team Raw will put them down as well. Because the matter of fact here is, Jay, you can call yourself Main Event Jey Uso all you want, but you're not, are you? No, you're just a tag team player with no tag team partner anymore. And Jay, not happy, trying to step forward when Roman extends his hands out, looking very annoyed, by the way. And Roman just turns to Jay and he says, you want to be on Team SmackDown? You want to represent me? Earn it. For 100, nice, good opener, very good opener, rating-wise especially. So up later tonight in the main event, Jey Uso will take on a member of Judgement Day. If he wins, then he will take that member of Judgement Day's spot at bragging rights on Team SmackDown. Nice start. Speaking of Team SmackDown, the women's team has 4 members. It's 3 members actually. Paige, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan. And it's time for it to get its 4th. It's Bianca Belair versus Doudrop. As in the end, Doudrop fails, and Bianca Belair hits that beautiful KOD. Always looks great when she hits on Doudrop. For the 1, 2, 3 for a 78. Pretty good. Yeah, good match actually. 78, 74 Bianca, 59 Doudrop. Great chem. Very happy with that. Bianca Belair joins Team NXT. Belair, Morgan, Ripley, and Paige. Very solid team so far for Team NXT for Team SmackDown. A very solid team for SmackDown. Then we're going to go backstage, and this segment is absolute chaos. So, God, let's walk through it, shall we? Right. God, let's go through one by one. Charlotte Flair and Paige are arguing. Charlotte wants to be on Team SmackDown. She says she deserves it. She's Charlotte freaking Flair, for God's sake. She should be on Team SmackDown. She's getting very angry. Women's Universal Champion Becky Lynch walks in, and Becky tells Charlotte to calm down, calm down. You know, Charlotte, you gotta calm down here. And Charlotte, not happy with this, telling me to calm down. Well, I get it, Becky. You seem pretty calm when we lost our tag titles. So I'm sure you'd be calm about this as well. Well, some of us aren't okay with mediocrity, Becky. Some of us know where we deserve to be, and I deserve to be on Team SmackDown. Then Paige tells her to calm down. Okay, Charlotte, you'll get your shot. We've got one more spot on Team SmackDown. We'll decide it next week, and you can be in that match. Okay? And you can get your chance to be on Team SmackDown. Okay? And Charlotte's still not happy. Liv Morgan walking in and telling her to calm down. Okay? And Charlotte's telling her to shut up. Okay? Little Liv Morgan. You got lucky last week, okay? And trust me, when we meet in that ring again, you won't get lucky a second time. And you know what? Hell, I'll show you exactly what should have happened last week and what will happen when we meet again. When I face your little friend right there later tonight, Aaliyah, of course. Charlotte Aaliyah later tonight. Everyone's angry. Charlotte walks off. Liv and Aaliyah walk off. Becky and Paige standing there, rolling their eyes a bit. The English and the Irish superstar, the captain of Team SmackDown and the Women's Universal Champion. Just a little thing between them. Just both rolling their eyes. Paige walking away. Becky on her own when she's attacked from behind by Toxic Attraction. Mandy Rose just smashes the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase into the back of Becky's head, putting her down. Gigi and JC start stomping her out. Mandy leans down that briefcase and she says, you shouldn't be worried about bragging rights, okay? You should be worried about me, the best woman in this company. Obviously, Paige, Liv, Aaliyah, they hear the commotion. You hear their footsteps and their voices screaming over. Toxic rush away. Paige, Liv, and Aaliyah get back. Toxic are gone. Becky's down. They check on Becky. Get the medics. 83. Good. Just a nice little segment. A lot going on there, but a good segment, you know. Building up that next qualifier, building up a match later tonight between Charlotte and Aaliyah. Becky and Paige, the leaders of teams of, you know, SmackDown's women's side right now. Toxic attacking Becky, focusing on that women's match, but also on the Money in the Bank. A lot going on here. But good, a good little segment. Before we head to the ring, you know, we are really glad that you're our friends. This is a friendship that never ever ends. In the ring, Bray Wyatt, Scarlet Witch, and of course the Fiend's new pet, the Relic. And Bray Wyatt says that, friends, today we got to saw what he could do on Monday night a few weeks ago, but I think it's time all you lucky people here on Smackdown get to truly experience him. Bray Wyatt, you know, SmackDown tag title over both shoulders. The Relic can't hold any right now. Bray Wyatt and Scarlett leaving the ring. Scarlett on the apron, holding the Relic's leash. The Relic's, you know, local opponent of tonight, across the ring, looking terrified as he's just kind of, you know, the Relic's just standing there, clenching his fists, waiting to be released for 100. The bell goes, he is released, and Relic just storms right into this local competitor, beats the hell out of him. You know, Doomsday Saito, in the end, he just gets on top of him, and he just starts pounding elbow after elbow into the back of his head until the ref ends the match for a 67. The Relic getting the win. 81 Relic, local competitor against an 18. That's fine. Off his game. You would be if you were off across the ring from that, though, wouldn't you? The Relic picks up a victory here with that barrage of elbows for a 67. After the match, Scarlett gets in the ring, you know, puts the leash back onto the Relic. The Relic stands to his feet, Bray Wyatt in the ring, smiling, admiring the Fiend's new pet. Extends his arms and says, I hope you enjoyed the show. When out of nowhere, a little bit of a super kick party. Cole and Balor slide into the ring, super kick to the Bray Wyatt, quickly slide back out of it before the Relic can get to him for a 100. The Relic trying to get out the ring to get to them. Scarlett holding the leash though, as Bray Wyatt turns onto his back. Cole and Balor smiling on from the crowd, but then you just hear Bray Wyatt laughing in the ring for a 100. Cole and Balor coming onto Wyatt's turf, the Fiend's turf, and attacking him, but well, it doesn't look like that worked out the way they might have expected. Before we go to Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion's locker room, knock on the door, in comes the United States Champion, Tyler Breeze. And Tyler says that Roman wanted to see him, to speak to him, and Roman says that what happened last week, now that was embarrassing. The United States Champion on my show losing to a lesser title and a lesser champion on a lesser show. That can't be, surely. Nah. Tyler, you gotta prove yourself now. You gotta prove you deserve that title. Prove you deserve to represent the Tribal Chief show with bragging rights. Tyler Breeze says, you know what, okay. Better prove myself, okay? I've been proving myself again to everybody for years. So you want me to prove yourself against you? Go ahead. And Roman laughs and says, no. You're not going to fight me. You don't deserve to fight me. No. You're going to fight. You're going to fight my boys here. Solo, Marshall, Ross. You're going to fight them. You're going to prove you can. You're going to prove you can represent me. For a 100. Tyler Breeze accepting a challenge that maybe he wasn't expecting in the form of a handicap match later tonight against Solo Sikoa and the Von Erich brothers. Good, 100. Nice. Then we go to the ring for Aaliyah versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is in a foul move. You'd have to spot a match where Charlotte underestimating Aaliyah, goes for a big boot. Aaliyah ducks underneath and rolls Charlotte up, much how Liv Morgan rolled her up last week and get a 2 count, but Charlotte kicks out. Very much not impressed. And Aaliyah putting up a good fight, but Charlotte gets into her rhythm. She's angry. She's enjoying hurting Aaliyah, maybe a bit too much. In the end, Charlotte gets in the figure 8, and Aaliyah No choice but to tap out. Charlotte picking up the win for the 77. Good match. 74 Charlotte, 55 Aaliyah. Happy with that. But then after the match, Charlotte keeping the hold on. Aaliyah still tapping, the ref telling her to break it up, but Charlotte keeping that hold on. Liv Morgan sliding into the ring. Very much not happy. Charlotte releasing the hold and standing up, squaring up to Liv Morgan, as much as, you know, Charlotte Flair can square up to Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan looking up, Charlotte looking down. And then Charlotte just laughs before walking away, bumping past Liv Morgan as she does. Liv Morgan thinking, you know what, I'm just going to check on my friend. And, you know, the referee had her checking on Aaliyah as she holds her leg after that, you know, attack from Charlotte for a 91. Nice little match, good segment as well. Happy as always before we have our handicap match. United Champion Tyler Breeze versus Roman Reigns Empire. Solo Sikoa and the Von Erichs, the Roman Empire. Solo and the Von Erichs versus Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze putting up a good fight here. But in the end, the advantage, you know, the numbers advantage Solo and the Von Erichs have. Maybe proving a little bit too much. Breeze hits the disaster kick on Marshall. Ross goes for him, hits the disaster kick on him. Goes for on Solo, but Solo catches the leg. Picks him up. Samoan drop. 1, 2, 3. The Roman Empire gets the win. The numbers advantage just too much for Tyler in the end. Coming so close. Doing so well. Not meant to be. 66 though. You know, this numbers advantage you would expect Roman Empire to come on top, would you? 66 though is a decent. 76 Tyler. 39 Ross. 40 Marshall in their debuts, I want to say as well. In-ring debuts. And a 51 for Solo Sikoa. Happy. Nice little match. Pleased with that. We go backstage. Aaliyah is with the medics. They're checking her over, checking her leg. She is in pain. You know, Liv Morgan's looking concerned. And then you don't see her face, but you hear a voice over Liv Morgan's shoulder saying, "Ooh, that looks bad." And Liv Morgan doesn't look right behind her. She says, "Are you a doctor?" Because it's just a medic. It's not a full doctor. She's a medic. And you hear, No, but don't worry, I'm even better. Because I am the owner, founder, and head proprietor of the newest, hottest modeling agency in the game, Trick Williams Big Booty Baddies. Now, I'll say that again, just because your friend was screaming pretty loudly. That's Trick Williams Big Booty Baddies. Now, your friend right there, her leg may be hurt, but her most important asset, that juicy rear end, I'm sure that's feeling just okay. And yours, if I do say so myself, well, it ain't looking too bad either. So, when she's done being checked over, and when you're done being checked out by me, well, what I want you to do is, and he pulls out, you know, the business card, he hands it to her. He hands her too, and he says, "I want you to give me a call. I'll get her to give me a call as well. And I'm sure we can sort something out. We get you booked in next week for the Trick Williams Big Booty Baddie official tryouts over on NXT. I know we got this bit of a battle for brand supremacy, but I'm sure we can all find a nice time of peace in the safety and comfort of my warm hands. They will happily really get a hold of things, I think, during those tryouts. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you lovely ladies then, shall I?" Trick Williams walks away for this 66. Oh, Trick. I think this is probably, it might have happened in bragging rights at some point, you know, Battle for Round Fraternity, people popping up on all shows. But this is highly likely the first time a superstar's appeared on every show in a week. And of course, it's Trick Williams scouting for the big booty baddies. Oh, I do love you, Trick. I do really love this this thing we've got going on. Oh, Trick Williams, Big Booty Baddies. Tryouts next week, everybody. We're all hyped, aren't we? We're all hyped to see who's trying out to be on the Big Booty Baddies. Okay. Then we go to Kayla Braxton interviewing Bron Breakker. And she asks him about Kevin Owens challenging him to come to Raw and face him. And Bron, you know, as Bron does, saying that Kevin Owens wants to call me out, huh? Well, guess what, Owens? Last time I kicked your ass, that's because Roman wanted me to. But on Monday, I'm going to come kick your ass again because I want to. And trust me, I'm going to enjoy it. For a 95. Good from Bron. accepting Kevin Owens' challenge to come to Raw and take him on next episode. So a nice little banger arranged there for Raw, isn't it? Bron Breakker, Kevin Owens. Hopefully that should be good. Fingers crossed. But speaking of bangers, we got the main event for tonight. Usually coming out with Paul Heyman. No one else. No Solo, Marshall, Ross, Braun, Roman. They'd cut to a scene of Roman watching Jay enter on the TV. You know, Solo Sikoa and the Von Erichs. Solo Sikoa by his side. Von Erichs in the background after their match. Roman just watching. Determined look on his face. Very serious as Jay makes his entrance. Paul Heyman, you know, by his side, giving him some counsel. When Judgment Day come out, they stand on the stage. Edge looks to his side, looks to his other, and looks ahead. And Aleister Black's the man who steps forward to the ring. Aleister Black versus Jey Uso in the main event here. If Jay wins, then he will take Aleister Black's place at bragging rights. In the end, both men giving it what they got. A hard kicking contest between Aleister Black and Jey Uso here. In the end, Jey Uso goes up top, goes for the Uso splash. Aleister Black gets a foot up in time, catches Jey Uso. He's stunned. Aleister Black quickly onto his feet, turns around, Black Mass to Jey Uso, spins him out. 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black picks up the win for a 90. Very good main event, as you'd hope, between these two. Aleister Black 85, 76 Jey Uso. Really good. Very happy. Yeah, very happy. Aleister Black keeps his spot on Team Smackdown. Jey Uso will not be taking it. And then afterwards, you have Edge and that Tommaso Ciampa getting into the ring. And Edge looking down at Jey, laughing a little. And then raising Aleister Black's arms as Tommaso Ciampa stands behind him and sit well. And then you cut, Paul Heyman's on the outside of the ring as well. Head in his hands, just rubbing his face, not impressed. And then you'd cut back to Roman Reigns watching the TV. He'd be watching that picture of Edge laughing at Jey Uso on the mat. And Roman, he's seething. He's angry. You can see it in his eyes. He ain't happy right now. For a 96. Good end. Good little main event. Good post as well. Judgment Day standing tall once again, just like they did on NXT. Roman Reigns very much not happy with Jey Uso being defeated here. But we get that 96. Good match. Good post. Overall, SmackDown 93. Good episode. Very happy with that. A good week of shows, I think, here. They all had Trick Williams on them, so how could they not be? Oh, God. But, yeah, that is it for today. Next episode, of course, the go-home shows before we head to bragging rights. So, yeah, the final shows, the final chances for people to show what they got, to confirm all the teams. Hopefully, another set of really good shows. And, of course, the most important thing next week, the official tryouts for Trick Williams, Big Booty Betty's, the newest and hardest modelling agency in the game, which I'm sure we're even more hyped for than bragging rights. So, if you cannot wait to see bragging rights, and you really cannot wait to see Trick Williams' Big Booty Betty's come to life, then why don't you subscribe for more and leave a like if you have enjoyed. Trick Williams was in every episode of this week, so I really hope you did enjoy. But either way, as always, I just want to say a very special Trick Williams thank you for watching.